Good morning, President Wooster, members of the governing board, faculty, staff, graduates, family, and friends. I used to see graduation as a finish line, a moment where, after many years of effort, years of struggle, you eventually break through that ribbon, grab your medal, and move on. That's the end of it. But standing here today, I realize it's something else entirely. Graduation isn't a finish line at all, it's a door. With each new graduation, from diploma to degree, from certificate to license, learning and opportunity never stop. We're not done just because we walk across some stage. And as we step through this door, we're not met with certainty, but with possibility. First, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge this achievement. Every single one of us made the choice to be here, to reach for that door. We chose to wake up for early morning classes, to push through midterms and finals, and to balance school with work and family and all of life's unpredictable challenges. So, today we celebrate not just the fact that we're graduating, but that we all chose to strive and to succeed. I'd also like to thank all the professors who've made this journey meaningful. To philosophy professors Mawad and Ostowich, to sociology professor Seeger, and to public speaking professor Bryant, thank you. I would also like to thank the countless staff who keep this school running. You have challenged us, inspired us, and shaped the way that we think. Your impacts will stay with us far beyond the walls of the school. Now, as we leave Chandler-Gilbert, our choices will become even more significant. A new freedom awaits. But freedom isn't just about leaving school with a new degree, it's about how we approach the future. When we think of freedom, there's often this idea of escape, that freedom means freedom from something. But real freedom isn't about leaving anything behind. It's about what we choose to do and how we choose to do it. The directions we walk, the things we commit ourselves to, and especially the futures we create. I'm a philosophy major, and I thought it only fitting to quote someone I've always seen as profound. The philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre once wrote that we are condemned to be free, that in essence, we are freedom itself. And what he means by that is that we aren't born with some predetermined purpose, some path meant to be followed, but rather that we have the power to choose for ourselves, to create our own futures. And some of us have already chosen majors, careers, or our next steps. But many of us are standing at the crossroads of uncertainty. And even for those of us who have decided what awaits, I know I would be lying in saying that I am absolutely certain I know what I want. But I think that there's beauty in that. I think there's beauty in knowing that nothing is picked for us, that we have the power to choose for ourselves. But I also know that choice can be overwhelming. One of my favorite authors, Sylvia Plath, once wrote about a fig tree. She imagined herself sitting before it, and each branch, each future, held a different path. A writer, a traveler, a professor, a mother, an artist. But as she sat there, stuck in indecision, the figs, each future, began to wither and drop one by one. And whether we know it or not, we're all facing that same dilemma. So many choices stretch before us. Different careers, ambitions, and relationships. And while we may not always know the right decision, whatever that may mean, what really matters isn't having that perfect plan or knowing what's next. It's having the courage to move forward despite that. But as we move forward, there is something that we must absolutely carry with us. As we move forward, we have to carry responsibility. The responsibility to think, to question, and to never abandon learning. This moment, this degree, is not the end of our education. Rather, it's just another beginning. A diploma is not proof that we have all the answers, but it is proof that we can ask the right questions. It seems that now, more than ever before, we have all the answers resting at our fingertips. The internet is filled with explanations, opinions, and schemes that answer all of life's most pressing questions. If you're curious about something, there's likely someone on Twitter with a 15-post thread on how to think. And despite that, we must still ask, why are things the way they are? And even more importantly, how should they be? Unfortunately, I know it's easy. I know it's very easy to just accept what we're told and to never think twice. And I know it's even easier to follow instead of to think for ourselves. But just as in the future where we must never stop learning, we must never stop questioning. True freedom may begin with choice, but it is in choosing responsibly that we best exercise our freedom, to shape our world rather than be shaped by it. So, as we move forward and step into this uncertain next chapter, I encourage you, no, I implore you, don't stand around too long waiting for that fig tree. We can't wait and watch our opportunities pass us by. We must move, we must take risks, and we must reach for what truly matters most. Wherever you go, your journey isn't necessarily about what you do or who you are. It's about how you do it, who you become, with intention, with thought, and with courage. The beauty of today isn't that we've reached an ending. It's that we stand at a new beginning. We're staring into a great wide unknown, millions of choices and futures, but we have the privilege to choose. And the choices we make will shape not only our lives, but the whole world around us. So, as we walk through this door, let's do so bravely, wisely, and with a mind that never stops questioning. Thank you.